Hello, everyone. We saw Elemental about 4 days ago. We're a bit tired after the movie, and it was one that we kind of wanted to process a little bit. Obviously, the critics have been warm to this movie, not hot for this movie. And I think that both surprised us. Nan, what were your thoughts on the movie?
Yeah, it was definitely surprising. Is that at 79% at the moment? I can't remember.
Something around that figure, yeah.
Somewhere around there. Definitely think it should definitely be a lot higher. I
Mm.
definitely think it's one of the best Pixar films since Soul,
Yep.
which is not that much competition, but
Yeah.
I can still make that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the critics didn't like about this film or why
Mm.
it felt like in a proper original sort of Pixar film. You know, not quite like Onward or Luca, where it was like somewhat Disneyfied. It actually had like underlying themes and
Yeah.
everything like that,
Mhm.
with Ember wanting to, have a relationship with her opposite element,
Yep.
and then also trying to get her father's approval and,
Mhm.
branch away from the family business and whatnot.
Yep.
Those are all big themes that played a part in that movie, and I think it all played out fine.
Mhm.
Um, I forgot the water guy's name. I'm just gonna call him the water guy, unless you know it.
Wade Ripple.
Wade.
I don't know why I know the full name, but don't ask me that question. Carry on.
I thought Wade was a good like sort of second person to it. You know, he was like that goofy sort of kind of person there for comedic laughs, and I think majority of the time those laughs actually did stick, and they were actually genuinely funny.
Yeah.
There were obviously cringy moments in there here and there, but I think
Yeah.
overall the story was good. I enjoyed it. Like I said before, the themes played out nicely and
Yeah.
whatnot for me. I don't know who voiced it, but I like the performances and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to talk about the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the visuals were pretty good. I mean, each element had their like own distinctive sort of animation style.
Yeah.
So the fire people looked like as if they're hand drawn and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the background is like the proper Pixar sort of animation we get to where everything's high detailed and stuff.
Yeah.
And then each element's different, like I said. So the water guys were different. The earth people, they were more rounded, literally,
Yeah.
because they're just rocks.
Uh-huh.
But they had like little details in terms of like grass and stuff on their face, which is
Yeah.
quite creative.
Mhm.
Yeah, it shows like their hair is grass.
Yeah.
So I do really like that for it. I can't really think of anything else. I think when they merge or like interact with each other, I thought that was done nicely,
Yeah.
and when the water people eat like something hot, the steam that comes out through them is very creative as well.
Yeah.
Don't remember the score
Yeah.
for it because it's been like 4 days, so that's left my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a really good movie. It's definitely should be around about 80% in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I would be an advocate for it to be at the high 80s personally. I've seen it twice now. So I went and saw it the next day, I think. It was just something planned, so went to that one. There's lots of good stuff out at the moment. But yeah, no, I really liked it. Like you said, there's some good underlying themes. I mean, at the core of it, it's a immigrant story. In particular, the daughter of being in part of that immigrant family and trying to adapt to two different lives. One, the traditions that family holds, and one that the world kind of expects in terms of travel and ambition and dreams and stuff like that. So I thought it was quite powerful in that, and as you know, there's a personal angle to that. But the love story between Wade Ripple and Ember, I don't know her last name. I just thought it was funny that the Ripple was the last name because it's water. I thought that was done so well, because one thing I hate about love stories in movies these days is that there are really forced moments, or they're just moments where that it's like, oh, yep, they're obviously going to get together. I always think of that one scene in Aquaman when he's like showing her that thing, and he like looks back at her and you're like, oh, okay, too obvious. Yeah. I don't know why that's the one that sticks out to me, but yeah, a lot of movies do that, and I can see where it's going. This one played it out really slowly, really nice. It just built it up naturally, and they really did feel like a genuinely like two individuals that wanted to be together and had to overcome these kind of barriers. So I felt that was quite powerful. I didn't like the background kind of plot, where it's like the barricades and the water and stuff. I just
yeah.
thought that was a tedious way. You could have just done a really personal story without that kind of being in the background there. Visually, yeah, man. This is the one thing I really do love about Pixar, and it's, you can say whatever you want about their lack of creativity as of late, but their animation continues to get better. They are leading the industry. Granted, when it comes to creativity and animation, Spider-Verse dominates. There's no argument there. But in terms of like sheer detail and like just how much can go into an animated frame when it's trying to be realistic, or maybe not realistic, but just in terms of sheer detail, Pixar is the king of that, and it's full on right here. There's some just amazing shots, some beautiful frames all around. The world building, I thought found that was a bit flat. I didn't really explore much of it, mainly just fire and a little bit of water, but a little bit more of the world building I would have appreciated.
Yeah, we barely saw any earth or air.
Really. Yeah, I didn't really get a feel of the city, even though it's called like Elemental City or something like that. Yeah. So they could have done a lot of improvements in that area, but I mean, there's only so much time to tell the story. I thought the score was actually quite good. There's a couple of good tracks there. Some stuff that kind of elevated certain scenes, whether it's blending in with the emotion of it, or whether it's kind of elevating the intensity. I thought it really worked. Not to like the highest standards, of course. And overall, this movie doesn't really fit in with like that top tier Pixar movie. Basically, what we talked about coming out of the movie, it's like it's in that second tier, I reckon.
Yeah.
I can't draw immediate comparisons to it. But yeah, it's definitely one of the better ones. I'm surprised that critics haven't responded in the way that I would think after watching this. But it seems like the audience has. They got an A Cinema score, so that's pretty high. But yeah, that's basically my feelings on it. Yeah. Anything else to add on your side?
Nah, not really. I think I said it all from what I could remember.
Yeah.
Probably should watch it again so I can remember the score.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The score will be out now, so you can go give it a listen.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's definitely better than what critics and people are saying. Like, definitely go see it because it's a good one.
The only thing I didn't really like about it, or like I guess leading up to it, is that the concept is not original. It's not creative. Yeah. I think the concept's bad. The story is really good. The relationships and characters are good. It's just the concept that lacks the creative part that we're used to from Pixar.
We're seeing that a lot nowadays in terms of elements, You have the Last Airbender series that did it.
Yeah.
Then you have Avatar that's dabbling in it. Ray and the Last Dragon somewhat did it.
Yeah.
I think it just seems to be an easy go-to sort of thing for animated films, especially nowadays.
Yeah. And also that Cool Math Games. What is it? Water Girl and Fireboy. And they form a relationship and stuff like that. It's almost identical to that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean, I mentioned it the other day to someone and they immediately said that. So I'm like, okay, yeah. I think it was the most popular game on that website.
Oh.
Coolmathgames.com. No. You never played that in school. Oh, that's everywhere. That was the stuff back in the day. All right. So before we wrap up the review, what was your score for this movie?
I enjoyed a lot about it. I'm going to give it a 7.8 out of 10.
7.8 out of 10? That's fair. I am going to go an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Nice.
It's definitely one that I think people should be supporting in cinemas. I know the concept looks familiar. There's so many different kinds of things about it, but the story is genuine. The themes are real. Yeah. Go see it. Great family film. Good film in general. If you'd like to support us further, head over to our Twitter, follow us there, subscribe to our YouTube channel, obviously. If you'd like to hear more about our podcast, Let's Be Real, jump on any podcast platform that you listen on and we'll be there. That's going to do it from us today. Keep bringing the hype. Peace.
See ya.